Tonight on UCentral News. Earlier today, the Senate passed a nearly $100 billion foreign aid package for Israel and Ukraine. What to expect as the bill makes its way to the House. New today, Beyonce fans are upset after a country station refused to play songs from the artist's new country album. Shanice Hopkins has a breakdown of the situation. Next, Broncos softball had a busy weekend, including a revenge game. Ian Nickel has more from the UCO OC Classic. Finally today, it's Mardi Gras, a look into the celebration and how it's honored around the world.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Mark Lowe.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Early Tuesday morning, the Senate passed a $95 billion foreign aid bill with funding for Ukraine and Israel. 22 Republicans voted in favor of the package, which includes $60 billion of support for Ukraine, $14 billion in security assistance for Israel, and $9 billion in humanitarian aid. The passage now sets up a showdown with the House. It's unclear whether Speaker Mike Johnson will hold a vote on the legislation. He has criticized the bill, and many House Republicans oppose it. President Joe Biden has also made a statement on the decision, urging the House to bring it to the floor.
Earlier this morning, the United States Senate, as you all know, voted overwhelmingly by a margin of 70 to 29 to move forward the bipartisan national security bill. Now it moves to the House. And I urge Speaker Johnson to bring it to the floor immediately. There's no question that if the Senate bill was put on the floor in the House of Representatives, it would pass.
We have a look at the changes of our country's inflation coming up, but first, can we talk about this weather?
Absolutely. Yesterday was a little bit colder, today a little bit warmer. It's starting to feel like Oklahoma weather out there. We're going to go to Gwyneth Duncan now. Gwyneth, how's it looking out there?
University Center, where we're seeing that high of 57 degrees. That sun's currently beating down on us just because we aren't really seeing much clouds in the sky today, but we are feeling those southwest winds coming in at 15 miles per hour. I know we sure felt it. We had to keep moving around our camera to get the right angle just because of that wind that was coming in. And in the next couple of days, we're going to be seeing those mid 50 degree temperatures, and I'll have your 7-day forecast and much more explaining the next couple of days later in the show. This is Gwyneth Duncan. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Gwyneth. Former President Donald Trump is exerting his control over the Republican National Committee. He endorsed North Carolina Republican Party Chairman Michael Whatley as the next RNC chair. Whatley would succeed Ronna McDaniel, who has faced pressure to step down. Trump has also endorsed his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, as RNC co-chair. The endorsement has resulted in backlash from the Republican presidential candidate, Nikki Haley, during her campaign event in Bamberg.
Now he has decided he has fired the RNC chair. He's named who's going to be the new RNC chair. His daughter-in-law will be the co-chair. And he is making his campaign manager the officer that runs the party. Think about what's happening right now. Is that how you're going to try and take an election?
The Department of Education says it's taking steps to speed up college financial aid awards for the upcoming 2024-2025 school year. It comes after a bumpy rollout of the new free application for federal student aid. This is the first time students and their families are using a simpler version of the form to apply for student loans and grants. With the new form, more students are expected to be eligible for more financial aid. But the rollout has been plagued with delays. Today, the Department of Education announced cutting out several steps in the process so colleges can prepare financial aid packages quickly, allowing students ample time to make a decision about where to enroll. The FAFSA applications are yet to be processed and are expected to be available for corrections in March.
How's the economy doing? Today, a key inflation gauge showed price increases eased off in January. It's a key data point showing how the economy is doing, as Amy Kiley reports.
Our economy is our business.
So, how is that business doing? A key inflation gauge out today helps answer that question. The Consumer Price Index looks at a collection of typical household goods and services and how their prices change over time. It's facing upward pressures like recent gas prices inching higher and Mideast unrest endangering the global supply chain. But the CPI's overall trend for the past year or so is largely down. On the business side, that's also true for the Producer Price Index. Data like that has some economists feeling pretty optimistic.
The world economy is now poised for this soft landing we have been dreaming for.
The Consumer Confidence Survey shows Americans are starting to believe in that soft landing. Another sign of optimism is the Dow Jones setting a new record high yesterday. President Joe Biden is trumpeting the positive trends, proclaiming that the economy is doing well.
I've kept my commitment to leave no one behind, to rebuild an economy from the middle out and the bottom up.
But life isn't the same as before the pandemic. Prices are still historically high, and consumer confidence has yet to rebound completely. Many political challengers are emphasizing that.
This is the time that we need to be sober and start realizing what we need to do to fix things.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
On the flip side, prices are still historically high and consumer confidence still isn't at pre-pandemic levels.
Today kicked off the Board of Education primary elections and special elections for Oklahoma voters. The Edmond Board of Education were asking voters to approve a $147 million fund to help meet the needs of the school district. The proposal includes funding for construction of a new elementary and middle school, along with other projects for all EPS students. Another proposition made by EPS is a $3 million fund that will help the purchase of new buses and utility vehicles.
The University of Central Oklahoma has been named as a 2023 Certified Healthy Campus and even Certified Health Business by the Oklahoma State Department of Health. They are recognized for their efforts to promote health and wellness to its students, faculty, and staff. With the help of UCO Health Promotion, Central's Healthy Campus initiative has been recognized among hundreds of public and private organizations that have a positive impact on their community's health. Congratulations, UCO. And let's talk about, speaking of a beautiful campus, the weather was beautiful today. I even walked to class today.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we mentioned earlier, it's starting to warm up just a little bit. Kind of weird for this time in February, but you know, I feel like a cold front might be coming around soon. Coming up after the break, we're with Duncan. We'll have another look at weather, so stay tuned.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Welcome back, Broncos. And looking outside, it was really sunny today with that high of 57 degrees. Those winds were really coming in at 15 miles per hour from our southwest, and it was feeling a lot colder because of that. Throughout the state, we're looking at mid 50s to high 60s. It was looking pretty pretty warm out there, except for those winds making it not feel that way. Tonight we're going to get down to 41 degrees. It's still going to be clear outside, and those winds are not leaving. We're still going to be at southwest 14 miles per hour, so if you're going outside, it's definitely not going to feel like 41 degrees. It's going to feel a lot colder than that. Statewide is about the same. We're looking at 30s, as low as even 24 in Guyman, so it's going to be pretty cold out there tonight. So if you're going outside, just plan to wear a coat and plan to layer up just a bit more than you normally would. Looking ahead, we're going to have temperatures are going to be like really chilly. We're looking at 40 degrees to 50 degrees throughout the rest of the week. And then our nights are going to get below freezing at some point throughout the week today. And we are getting winds pretty high as 23 miles per hour. I know tomorrow we have gusts coming in as high as 30. So tomorrow is definitely not the day for picnics. So if you're going out for Valentine's Day, don't bring anything that can blow away. Tomorrow throughout the state, we're looking at 60s. It's going to feel pretty nice. But like I said, those winds are coming in, so you're not really going to see that nice temperature like you would want it to be. Our daily forecast tomorrow at 7 a.m., we're looking at 41 degrees. It's going to be slightly cloudy, and it's going to be really windy. Those clouds are moving away at noon. And once again, like I said, you're going to be tempted to go outside, but you probably shouldn't. At 7 p.m., we're looking at 60 degrees. It's going to be clear all night. We're not seeing much cloud cover in these next couple of days. As we look at our 7-day forecast, it's mainly sunny outside. The cloud cover that we will see will be minimal, so we're not going to have that much, but it will be pretty windy in our next couple of days. And then we are getting as low as 24 degrees on Friday night, so it's going to be really chilly that night. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really ready for Valentine's Day. How about you?
Well, you know, with as windy as it may be, I'm ready for Valentine's Day, but I might be planning to stay inside. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I don't really have any plans for Valentine's Day this year. Probably going to catch a couple games that are on tomorrow. Me and some friends usually hang out on Wednesday nights, so I might go out with them still. We'll see, but it should be a good Valentine's Day.
Right.
Thank you, Gwyneth, for that. Coming up in social media, a look at the ratings for their new Spider-Man spin-off movie.
And how Disney is celebrating Mardi Gras this year. I have your social media update coming up next.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
This afternoon, a local country music station in Oklahoma sparked controversy by refusing to play Beyonce's new country song, Texas Hold'em, despite its 2.2 million streams. Ex-user @Justados shared an email with the station stating, "We do not play Beyonce on KYKC as we are a country music station." The 28-time Grammy winner has faced backlash from country music fans before, notably after her performance at the Country Music Awards. Additionally, Beyoncé's Super Bowl announcement has the Beehive eagerly waiting for a potential country album. Last night in Los Angeles, the premiere of Madam Web, Sony's latest Spider-Man spinoff, showcased its star-studded cast, featuring Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Isabella Merced, and Celeste O'Connor. Despite the cast of the movie looking stunning, early reviews for the movie are not looking promising. As of this afternoon, Rotten Tomatoes reports a low 23% critical rating from 31 reviews. This movie will be out in theaters tomorrow. Let us know if you plan on seeing it. And finally, happy Mardi Gras, everyone! In celebration, Disney revealed its opening timeline for the Princess and Frog remake of Splash Mountain. Disney announced the news that Tiana's Bayou Adventure will officially open to it this summer at Walt Disney World, while also sharing the new animatronic figure that will be a part of the ride. As I previously mentioned, the Disney Princess ride will be replacing the controversial Song of the South theme of Splash Mountain that closed last year. As a Princess and Frog fan, I couldn't be happier to see Tiana receiving the recognition she deserves.
Yeah, that's absolutely cool to see, really, for this Mardi Gras, just how Disney's switching it up. And yeah, happy Mardi Gras to everyone.
Right, happy Mardi Gras, everyone.
And thank you for that, Shanice. Coming up, check out how the Broncos did in a 3-game homestand this weekend.
And the Thunder added a big man to their roster. Find out who it is next.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hey everybody, let's talk some sports. Leading off, your UCO Broncos softball team made their home debut this weekend as a part of the UCO/OC Softball Festival. The Broncos got revenge on the Oklahoma Baptist Bison thanks to this Jimmy Jack home run from Taryn Ritz and 10 hits from the Broncos offense. Jordan Pipkin delivered with 7 brilliant innings of pitching, holding the Bison to just 2 runs to win their home opener 4-2. They had a doubleheader on Saturday, opening with a dominating win against Southern Nazarene by a score of 12-1 before going down to the wire with Maryville. The Broncos prevailed thanks to heroics from Riley England and Riley Lemus, who had back-to-back doubles to seal the deal for the Chos. They improved their record to 4-4, but dropped to 11th in the first NFCA poll. The Broncos softball team will be back in action all weekend for the Raising Cane's Softball Festival. It was also an eventful weekend for Bronco track and field as they were in Topeka this past weekend. Notable performances include Treasure Valerie breaking the 200-meter school record with a time of 24.70, finishing 11th against the rest of the field. The true freshman from San Antonio, Texas, also finished 6th in the 400-meter with a time of 57.48. Jacayla Swanson and Doriah Lee had very solid performances as well, with Swanson finishing 7th in the 60-meter and Lee finishing 5th in the 60-meter hurdle. The Bronco track and field team will be back in action in Topeka once again for the MIAA Indoor Track and Field Championships February 23rd to the 25th. The UCO Bronco golf team wrapped up the Houston Classic this morning, finishing the tournament in second place with 888 total strokes, finishing 5 behind Midwestern State, who won the Classic with a team score of plus 19. Individually, 3 Broncos finished in the top 20 of the player leaderboard. Jordan Wilson finished in second, finishing with a score of par in 3 rounds. Nick Canales finished tied for 12th with plus 6, and Bennett Baldwin finished with a score of plus 8. The men's team will play their next tournament March 4th and 5th in Fort Smith, Arkansas for the Hardscrabble Invitational. The Thunder added a big man to the lineup via the buyout market on Saturday, signing Bismack Biyombo to a veteran minimum deal for the rest of the season. The 31-year-old native of the Congo is in his 13th year in the NBA, playing for both the Charlotte Hornets and Bobcats, the Suns, the Raptors, the Orlando Magic, and the Memphis Grizzlies, where his career per game totals are 5.1 points, 6 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks in roughly 20 minutes per game. The Thunder will play tonight against the Orlando Magic without Biyombo or the newly acquired Gordon Hayward, who is out due to injury. Nevertheless, your Oklahoma City Thunder look to keep up with the Timberwolves for first in the West by looking to grab a big win in Orlando and Paolo Banchero on national TV tonight. The Thunder and Magic tip-off at 6:30 p.m. on TNT. Guys, that's all the time I have for you today. Mark, Shanice, are you planning on watching SGA and the Thunder Buddies take on Orlando tonight?
Man, the Thunder Buddies, that is a new one I haven't heard. I like that. I'm going to steal that. But yes, I am very much looking forward to the Thunder. They had kind of a rough weekend this last weekend, losses to the Jazz and the Mavs, and bounced back against the Kings. I'm hoping that they can make it 2 in a row tonight against the Magic.
Well, you know, I've recently become a Thunder fan, so I might be tuning in today. I don't have any other plans today.
There you go.
Coming up next, a look into the celebration of Mardi Gras happening today.
And how UCO students can further help the environment. Stay with us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Ready to party because today is Mardi Gras, which is French for Fat Tuesday. It's a day of debauchery ahead of the restrictions of Lent. In the U.S., massive celebrations with parades, street parties, masked balls, and other events are held in New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama. They're also held internationally in Venice, Rio de Janeiro, and elsewhere in what's called Carnival. Fat Tuesdays always land 47 days before Easter and a day before Ash Wednesday.
Well, if you have any plans to go out for Mardi Gras, you might want to take a look at the weather out there.
Right, Gwyneth with our final look at weather.
Thank you, Shanice. And looking at our 7-day forecast, it's looking really sunny outside. We are going to have a few days where we're just going to have a little bit of clouds, and it is going to be quite windy out there, especially on Thursday. It's going to be really windy, and Wednesday we're going to have gusts as high as 30 miles per hour, so you've got to be ready for that. Valentine's Day isn't going to be very tame outside, I want to say. On Friday night, we are getting as low as 24 degrees, so it's going to be pretty chilly out there. Looking at tomorrow at 7 a.m., we're looking at 41 degrees, so it's going to be pretty chilly in the morning, and we are going to see clouds in the sky at the beginning of the day. But as we go throughout the day, it's going to clear out just a bit more, but those winds are still going to remain throughout the entire day. At 7 p.m., we're looking at 60 degrees and clear skies. And that is all I have for you guys for this broadcast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you for that, Gwyneth. It's almost Valentine's Day and love is everywhere, especially at the checkout counter. Consumers are expected to shell out big bucks on their Valentines this year and setting some new records in the process. Ivan Rodriguez breaks down the numbers.
True love is priceless, but this Valentine's Day, Twitter-pated consumers are showing their affection with some big spending, according to the National Retail Federation.
Consumers are expecting to spend around $25.8 billion this year, which is on par with last year and the third highest we've seen in our survey's history.
That breaks down to a whopping $185 per person. The NRF's Catherine Cullen says their survey also found in 2024, love is in the air.
This year, consumers are really focusing on the romantic aspects of the holiday. They're spending record amounts on significant others and really prioritizing gifts like jewelry or an evening out.
Despite new federal data released Tuesday showing inflation continuing to cool year over year in January, that evening out or a box of chocolate may still be pricey.
We look at food away from home. That is up more than other cost categories, and so is candy. Price of sugar has really been up all around the globe.
But Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says even if inflation remains a little sticky this Valentine's Day, a strong economy will make the road ahead just a little bit sweeter for everyone.
The economy in the United States has remained not only more robust than expected, but it's been the star performer compared to our would-be peers all around the globe. That's something for Americans to celebrate.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Edmond's Bulk Refinery and UCO Sustainability Center have formed a recent partnership. The UCO community is now able to donate their unused glass jars for recycling purposes. If you want to donate your own glass jars, first, clean your bottles and remove all labels. Then drop off at UCO's SC from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. UCO SC also runs a compost machine to dispose of Ayers Kitchen and Central Station food prep waste. This process breaks down 50 pounds of food in 24 hours.
UCO will be hosting the Center Valentine's Day Fashion Show. UCO's Women's Research Center and BLGTQ centers are hosting the event to help promote our community closet program. All pieces from the show are entirely made out of donated clothes. The UCO Community Closet provides all Broncos students with professional attire and other needed clothing items. The show will last from 6 to 8 p.m. in Thatcher Hall. Contact Brendan Maxwell with any questions regarding the event. And if you have any plans again to go out there, again, take a look at that weather. It's going to be cold, could be hot. You never know with Oklahoma. But overall, a really great program that UCO does for its students.
Right.
And that is, again, unfortunately, all the time we have for this edition of UCentral News. Signing off for now, I'm Mark Lowe.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins.